On today's episode, I am excited to welcome Ruslan Naumenko, an accomplished engineer, manager, quality assurance leader, and automation expert who has been at the forefront of delivering high-quality software solutions in fast-paced global environments. Currently based in Tokyo, Japan, Ruslan is a director of quality assurance at FinstadiumX, where he leads QA strategies and risk management for advanced trading platforms. With a proven track record of building robust automation frameworks and optimizing CI/CD pipelines, Ruslan's work has had a direct impact on improving system reliability and delivery efficiency. Over the past decade, Ruslan has contributed to global tech giants like SmartNews, Indeed.com, and Lazada Group, where he played pivotal roles in enhancing testing infrastructure, mentoring teams, and driving product excellence. His hands-on experience spans automation frameworks, distributed systems, and innovative tooling development in Swift, TypeScript, and Golang. In addition to his technical expertise, Ruslan is pursuing an MBA at EA Business School, reflecting his commitment to blending leadership with technology to drive innovation. With certifications in strategy execution, leadership principles, and the JLPT entry proficiency in Japanese, Ruslan exemplifies adaptability and continuous learning across cultures and industries. In this episode, we will explore Ruslan's journey in quality assurance and engineering, his insights into building efficiency automation process, and how his leadership philosophy helps teams thrive in dynamic environment. Be very welcome, Rus.
And thank you for inviting me here. I'm excited for today. Thank you.
I thank you for accepting our invitation. We have plenty of questions today that I would like to know more from your side. Shall we start?
Sure. Happy to start this episode with you.
How do you view professional development and continuing education?
In my opinion, it's really important topic for every human being to the education. Without education, we are just staying in the same time in the same place, and it's especially interesting point for current society because we are moving really fast and everything changed, and without the continuous education it's hard to stay actual. uh, like in an ever-changing world you have to adapt, and education has the one thing that helps you to adapt. So it's really important for you to just not stop and learn new things. It's really good for your brain as well, and it's something that can keep you finding your ikigai, like Japanese saying that there's something that worth waking up every day, every morning, and worth moving. And a lot of people are kind of struggling to find it, and without learning something new, without trying something new, it's really hard to find this thing. And it can change with the age, but yeah, the education is self-education is really important. And talking about it in a professional environment, uh, like we can look at the past current couple of years when there was like no generative AI technologies, and if you want to stay actual, if you want to still have a job, let's say, you had to learn new things, you had to adapt, and you had to like get um, some courses for it, for example. And for me personally, just like the motivation of learning, like excitement of learning new things. I really enjoy reading the books and learning new things, not necessarily uh, develop in my profession related things, but also for self development, like psychology, philosophy. I don't know, sometimes even chemistry or like some other things. I just something that excites me, learning and stuff. So that's like really, really good thing that I think everybody have to experience, and everybody uh, should not stop. It's good for you to learn new things, especially for your profession.
Understood. Thank you for that. I could note some very interesting things, as you said here, and I would like to dive more into it. You mentioned that you have been learning new things and you have also reading few books, and they are not directly related to your profession. I mean, to work, what you do every single day. I will put in
Yeah.
this way. You talked about philosophy, you talked about chemistry, and would you please tell us a little bit more about these? I mean, how do you have interest in on how you see this kind of knowledge can bring an outcome, or that's not the goal, have an outcome straight away from it? Tell us more.
I don't think that there is any goal to it. And like for me personally, just a curiosity. When I see something interesting, I'm going to Wikipedia and I'm trying to learn about it. I'm just curious person, and it's like some the quality that I value in other people as well as like learning something new. My mom trying to learn like new languages, and it's kind of really funny, but it's really nice. I admire her for it. And for me, I just when I have the interest in a thing, you just click and I want to read about it. And it might be something useful in the future or just something that's fun to say in a conversation. So like if you're meeting some new people, you can show your education basically, like that you know something about it, and people are usually excited to talk about it with somebody. Like if you're going to some meeting and you're like don't know anything about the topic, you're just being excluded. But if you can start the conversation or like at least understand something and how to drive the conversation, it's really nice thing. And basically just learning for yourself also is really good. And like I used when I was a kid, I used to just read encyclopedias, like encyclopedia is just collection of different facts. There is no point in reading it. You just go in there if you know want to learn something in particular. But I enjoy like reading it from A to Z.
Understand. So, as you mentioned, it's actually part of your childhood when you spend time reading things and getting to know more about them. And also, it helps you to socialize, as you mentioned. You have always something not only to tell, but also to catch up with people and move along.
Yeah,
I like what you say. And also, you mentioned about the very interesting aspect that is happening now that a few years back, there's no AI. Actually, until today, there's no AI. What we have is something else
mm,
that is pretty much, I would say, some kind of advanced memory because there's no thinking there. It's
yeah,
not there. It will eventually, however, it takes time, it takes energy, it takes a different approach for what we are doing. And today is very important to have kind of skills, right, related to generative AI. Could you please tell
yeah.
us more about that? How is your vision?
So it's kind of double-edged sword. So I still remember the time when, for example, in the school when you had to do some report, you had to go to the library, you had to find a book or a newspaper or article, and you had to cite it, and you had to read it, and you had to express it in your own way, or you had to cite it. So it was really time consuming, but it was also kind of entertaining, maybe, or like it was good for your growth. You got a lot of skills from it, and also because it was not that much of information, you tend to remember it. So it was easy. Now there is like information overload. When we moved to Google, we started to like having the also like having the research that you need to make. But then you can just go to Google and you can just tell me about this one, and there is some article. and you can just copy paste, print it out, and then here's your report. It's for you, it's kind of like easy win, but often people not even reading it fully, they not developing their critical thinking, they didn't develop penmanship. So with generative AI, it even got to that point when you don't need to even pretend that you're a copy paste from something or add something. You can just say, "Oh, pretend that I'm writing it and give me the answer to this question." And a lot of people not even reading it. And the thing is that because you don't have this knowledge, you cannot say are they true or false. So you don't have the skills, and your critical thinking also diminishing, and you can just harm yourself, your future self, in the long run. But at the same time, it's really a good tool for people who know what they're doing. So like if you have already experience, it's really quick way for you to just search for some information, get a proof of concept, improve it by yourself. So like when you're reading the answer from the generative AI, you're saying, okay, this one looks not what I remember. Can you either you can research it on your own, or you can say to ChatGPT or whatever tool you are using that, okay, you're wrong. I know that is not the way. So like it's kind of improving the productivity for people who know what they're doing, but they're also harming the people in the long run. Sorry, my cat is annoying.
We will go. We will go for that. As is that a cat or a baby?
Cat.
All
Here,
right.
Vietnamese cat.
All right. So you have mentioned about and how things used to be in the school in a way that you need to write down with your own words not only your understanding but also put the source where the information comes from, which today is a little bit different. And I could note, see, with the people that I talk with, the young ones, that the critical thinking is not there yet. Maybe it's just part of the learning or the development, which is totally fine. We are all naive until a certain time. And later on, we start to use a little bit more of math. We start to back ourselves up. We start to also get into the numbers and see if the numbers match based on whatever the person said. And sometimes we get surprised with no surprise that that person had lied planned. But since that the new generation is not catching up with that yet, you think that is maybe about the way the technology is driving, it is not only in education, but also in the way we behave and consume and use information, or not really? It may be something else.
No, it's definitely the technology, and okay, I would say kind of the fault of the technology. So you have basically a lot of information on the same topic right now, and as I said before, you have to go to library and you have to read one article, for example, and there was not so many information about it, and it just settle in your mind. You can remember it. But now when you have like tons of information, and there might be like different views, and because you don't know what's right or wrong, or like because you don't know, you don't have the critical thinking yet, you cannot judge the information, and because of the information overload, you just cannot remember everything. It's like getting harder and harder to absorb the information, because like you're spending all the time in front of your screen and you're getting all this information, all the entertainment, all the news, all the movies and so on. It's really kind of hard to concentrate in the world. That's why I was saying that there are some advantages of the generative AI, because it can kind of help you to digest all this information, but it's still like kind of hard. Like I would prefer reading the book or article in a physical manner rather than just downloading it. 10 articles and reading them on laptop.
Okay, got it. And in all of these transformations that you mentioned, not only in a personal level, but also in a professional level, we are having the word performance as background, which it may or may not be true because it's the very beginning for it. And I had recently read an article stating in an experiment that they run that the productivity of a average Joe increased in around 19%. What are your thoughts over the performance and also the productivity that it may come from what we have now?
It's hard to tell right now. I think the time will show because the the productivity might increase in some fields, but it might decrease in other fields. So like with data retrieval, you no longer need to like create some complicated scripts and like test it out, try to find the information, and maybe you can make some some typo in the script, or like if you have some issues. So with this type of operations, it's really helping out. But there's like also creative side when nothing will help you except of doing things, like learning by doing. If you're not drawing, if you're not creating something and just asking AI, you might be productive just slightly in the beginning, but then you're just stuck in the same place. You will be like plateauing at some point. And interesting that you are talking about the productivity. So I saw the graph in some article that's since 19th century, the productivity increased like really spiked in past 40 years probably. But the salaries at the same time they increased like by 5% or something like that. The difference between the graphs for the productivity and wages, they're like so disproportionate that people started being more productive. They started to work more harder, but at the same time, the rewards got not to those people and just like got some pit.
Yes, you are totally right about that. There's actually a book called The Capital, where he made a study exactly showing what you just described. Something happened back in 1971, and this comes all together with the petrol crisis, the oil crisis. I know that who is listening to us is very young and was not even born in that time, including myself. But that's the thing that Ruslan is saying, keep learning, keep reading, keep understanding. What is happening right now, as he described it, is that something in 1971 or something happened in there, and the wages remains practically unchanged since that time. So if you tell me, oh man, I'm making more money than I ever did, that's not true because your father make way more money than you and your grandfather even more than you. Why? Your salary is stagnated. And the productivity is actually increasing as we have been doing. However, you are not part of the economy anymore. You have been cut it out. Why? Because you have a salary. So you have all the burdens of having a salary that is a limited amount of income, regardless of how much work, plus inflation that is decreasing the value of the money. So you are actually paying more for less over the years. And what we are facing now, or maybe what we have been facing for a while, is exactly the result of this.
Yeah, and also the thing is, it's obvious how it's going on. But if you're stuck, if you're plateaued, if you're not learning, if you're just staying in your comfort zone, it's hitting you even harder. And like with time, it's even more obvious. So like my advice is never stay in a comfort zone. Go for something better, but don't put yourself in a stress for it. It just like should be a balance of going out of the comfort zone and stressing yourself, because stress in good doses it's good for like growing up in general.
Understood. Thank you for that, Ruslan. And right now, what qualities do you value most in your colleagues?
Yeah, as I said before, like trying to learn new things, like being open-minded, and that's the most important quality that I value. And it doesn't matter if you have the experience, if you have the knowledge already, if you have this willingness to learn, if you have this open-mindedness, you can change everything. And like nowadays, you don't need 5 years in university to learn, pick up new things. You can learn it really quick. So if you're the person who willing to do it, who's not just saying that like, oh, I spent 5 years and I learned it, but it's too old, or like it's not applicable. But yeah, like for me, it's less admirable rather than when you're showing this eagerness to learn, open-mindedness, and honesty. I really value honesty. So it doesn't matter if there's some fault in the code, if there's some problems, if you're being honest, we both learn something from it. But dishonesty is what kills human relations.
Yes, I see that things may be a bit complicated because you mentioned something really important about the way people think about what means old.
Mhm. When you were talking about the empathy, about like taking someone's opinion and being in someone's shoes, I think what's really important in our like developing world and especially for future leaders is the emotional intelligence. So like as you said, to take someone's opinion and to not judge. A lot of people like I think they're missing the point. They get the skill, like they undervalue it, and I think it's really good to have. And I also enjoy what you said about trying to deal with the thing. So long time ago, when I was like in the beginning of my career, my manager said that you should not quit the company if everything is going bad, because you will not learn how to make it better. So like if you have some problems, you will not know how to resolve them, and you will move to the new company. It will be the same story over and over again. So if you decided to move on, it's better to do when everything like in a good state. And the same goes kind of for the human relationship. So when there is something bad going on, it's easy to cut someone off. It's hard to like find the reason and understand them and work it out together. And it could help both of you. But when you're just quitting it, it's like you're doomed to have the same person, like same type of person in your life in the future.
So as Ruslan just described it, guys, this is exactly the edge that you have against AI if you are afraid that AI is going to take a job. AI cannot take your human skills, your understanding of other people. And what are your thoughts on retirement?
Uh, I don't think that it's really popular topic now among people. I mean, like everybody wants to retire, but it's kind of tough question because of how the past couple of decades was structured. So when you're working to support someone's retirement, and with the growing aging population, it becomes unsustainable. So of course, I want to retire, as many okay, a lot of young professionals, a lot of people. I would like to retire when I'm still young, like early retirement. But I think that for it, you have to like earn it. You have to take care of it in your own hands, and do like make some plan for it. Do a lot of things, a lot of research on what you want to do, and retire. And retirement for me is just the way of like earning a lot of money and then just doing what I want, like something that I will be interested in, like maybe travel around the world, uh, and learn something new again, and not being tied by the golden handcuffs, and maybe help people around me, like teach what I learn, and yeah, just probably work more with the people without thinking about the monetary restrictions.
Okay, so you mean more about voluntary work, or you more are you talking about giveaway?
Volunteering, like I was interested in volunteering, and I want to like still help people, and I want to teach them. So that's why I'm accumulating my skills, I accumulating my knowledges to pass them down, and I hope it will be possible in the future when I will retire.
Okay, it sounds a good plan. What would you change about your past if you had the chance?
It's interesting question. So there is two schools, I think, two major schools of thoughts around this question. And it's like if you would change something, you will end up a different person. So in different place, in different type of situation. From this perspective, I wouldn't change anything, and it's kind of obvious because I wouldn't live in Japan. Probably would live in different country. I'm not sure where I would be living and what I would be doing. And it can be viewed also as a question as what I regret not doing, like or doing. I would say I regret not learning more in my university years, and maybe start working earlier. Like it's kind of tough right now, but when I was still studying, I think start early in a career would help me a lot. And yeah, I just would change more into things that I would learn. I would like to learn more in the past. So yeah, I think that there was some research in the physics that time travel is possible, but only into the future. So kind of like pointless then. Kind of like but interesting topic. And funny that you mentioned Bitcoin. So yeah, I remember when it was just getting popular. Like don't look it up, but there was a site like Silk Road before, and that's how I learned about the Bitcoin. And I was like thinking, it's really cool concept. And the year after, I started mining it, and like that's the thing that I would change also if I would have a chance. I bought the top of the graphic cards for mining at that time. I think it was like ATI Radeon 7600 or something like that, and that's cards cost like $400. And if I would just buy like, and the thing is that it had the defect, manufacturer defect. So right when I started mining it, I had to send it back to the manufacturer to fix it because it was like overheated. And at that time, the Bitcoin miners were introduced, so ASICs. And if I would spend those $400 instead of buying the graphic card, I would just invest it into Bitcoin. It would be like 20, 40 Bitcoins or something like that. Yeah, that's what I missed. But as with everything, you cannot say that you would hold it till the moment when it's like 100K right now. I might have sold it when it dropped first time from like 1,000 to 100, and that's how I sold my remaining bitcoins. Like there is no guarantee that you would keep it up. It's just like it's funny to look at your life in retrospective, because you can see and judge the thing as they unfold. But when you're looking in the future, there is like no way of prediction. You cannot predict anything. You have to live through it. And what I'm guilty is kind of being stuck sometimes in the past, like thinking about the past and living in the past. And that's what I could recommend your listeners to not do, based from my experience. Like past and just the past, you cannot change anything. And like don't stress about it. Live in the moment. Don't think too much about the future. Plan for it. Do something about it, but do not stress out of it over it. And about the past, just let it go, and live in the current moment. It won't happen again. Only one time in your life you're 20. Only one time in your life you're 30. Only one time in your life, I don't know, you might travel to some, like, for the first time somewhere for the first time. Everything happens for the first time, and just enjoy the moment. And future, like I know there's like an interesting phrase about it. If you can change it, don't stress out. It's in your power. You still can change it. You can do it. Just relax. If you cannot change it, you cannot do anything. It's not up to you. And this the thing that it's a past. You cannot change it. Just relax and go through it. It happened.
Yes, what you just mentioned, it comes from a Greek philosopher actually, and is also a way of thinking where he states clearly, mind about what you can do, what you can control. Focus on that, work that out. The things that are out of your control, do not mind or bother about them. Because again, you cannot do anything over it. So do what you can with what you have, which is very interesting. And talking about investments, as you remember that not a long time ago we have the crypto winter, right?
Mm-hmm.
And many companies bankrupted on the way.
What you said, it's also made me think about like recent events, kind of recent events, like the issues with NFT, FTX, and most recent thing like Hack2 coin, like the meme coins. Like I'm quite concerned with how our society is working right now. It's like the only like all money that you own, you sometimes just putting into like this Ponzi scheme, the pyramid, the scams, because you just want to get out of the race. You want, like, you know that you will not make a lot of money over your lifetime, and you're just willing to risk everything that you have just to get rich fast. So this mentality has like two components to it. First, you're just naive and you don't want to work and you are lazy, which I don't believe that people are lazy. It's just like you see it pointless to work for all your life for a pension that you will never see, and you're trying to work into we're walking into these scams. So it's quite dangerous, and nowadays that's how it's all happening, and how the society is going through this stage when everybody just tired and they fall in for get rich schemes.
But look, there are very important things that you said that we can bring into the table. There's a very famous rapper, 50 Cent, and he have an album that is called Get Rich or Die Trying.
Hmm.
So our lives become so difficult, and unfortunately, we understand that as we already talked about whatever happens in 1971 that stagnated the salary, that today you understand you have less opportunities than before. You have more opportunities to work and less opportunities to become wealthy. And then it comes these one-time opportunities where it may be your time. And right now you are so desperate, so tired, so deep into that negative things that you say, okay, it will cost me $1,000 that I do not have. But if I hit the jackpot, will become $100,000. In order for me to say, hey man, stop, there are other ways. I do not see other ways. I only see bust your ass off, work in Amazon warehouse by, I don't know, $20 an hour, or you try something with this $1,000 that is the price of your renting, and if work out, you out of this. If doesn't work out, you're still the same, you're still in there, you're still trying your way. So I think this is the mentality that we are having right now. As you mentioned, you even need to buy subscriptions. You never ounce the things you pay for.
Yeah, that's a really huge problem. So like, for example, I have a subscription to Spotify and I like some songs that they just deleted, like they're not available, and it's kind of like I'm not owing it. It's kind of upsetting from time to time. But what you were saying also made me think about another problem of our society. It's like you can work and you can be diligent with your savings and you have some goals. But the thing is that there is so many temptation. There's like so many consumerism stuff that's tempting you. There is also a lot of things like social medias that you're seeing all positive things all over the like your friends and internet. Everybody's getting rich, and whatever you're doing, you're still stuck. You're not going every summer for Maldives, Seychelles, or like I don't know. You cannot afford it, and it's kind of a multiplies the thing that's when you feeling stressed about what you're not achieving, and you're going for this type of get rich get rich fast schemes. So yeah, I think it's really interesting topic, and there's something should be done about it, like something as important as it is not should not be left out.
Yes, you're right. We are passing through something very interesting. Maybe society is not as naive as we thought. Maybe it's a lot of pressure that people are facing on. It comes out with social networks that show you the very best of other people's life. That does not mean it's the best. It could be just the makeup. And you're just doing fine. But the main thing is that you really should stop comparing yourself with whatever, focus on your self-improvement, and go for it. That's the key of the success. Because if things does not work out as you would like to, at least you have done the things you wanted to, and this will pays off. Because it's not difficult for us to see or to hear about people in the top of companies that work a lot, pass through a lot of struggles, and they have, I don't know, a lot of goods, belongs, house, whatever, but within they do not even have a family. They barely know each other's, and is a very negative relationship, because imagine yourself in the top of the world and nobody really wants to be or stay with you or spend a good time. They just are around you because of what you may have or represent, which, at least in my mind, it doesn't seem that you are that successful. However, this is for anyone to take it. I'm not the one that you're gonna tell if this is what or is not what. You know what you want to do, just do it.
Yeah, like it's a really interesting thing because like in my age as well, but more to my parents, everything that you were seeing on the news it was always negative, and it's still like news. It's always negative thing. So you're always depressed, and they're like the world is ending. A lot of people saying, "Why do I want to bring children in this world?" and so on. And then with social networks, everything is positive, and everything is like, "Oh, I'm not living to my fullest. Everybody's living better than me." I think there's supposed to be balance of the information, the balance of the positivity and negativity. And as you said, that you should not compare yourself to anyone else. You should compare yourself to only to yourself. Be like the motto of my university. Uh, be like find better yourself, or like be better yourself in the future. So like become better to become better. And in martial arts in Japan, there's usually you have an opponent, so you have somebody to compete with. But what I'm practicing is Japanese archery, and there's only you and the target, and you can compare yourself only to yourself. And the thing is that you concentrating on what you're doing. If you're doing the things correctly, you will hit the target, and it will go straight into the middle in the center. So it's kind of really interesting experience for you to like think only about yourself and compare to what, like, try to become better yourself.
What moment in your life defined what you are today?
Probably it's hard to say. It's hard to narrow only to one moment. There was like a lot of definite moments in my life that brought me to this point. There was a lot of the forks, let's say, in my life. The thing that I remember till nowadays, when I was really small, kind of like, I'm not sure, like 5 years old or so, maybe a little bit younger, my mom taught me how to read, and since then I was like always reading. I basically grew up on the books, and when I just turned 6, I went to celebration of the Knowledge Day in the school in my village, and I saw it, and I asked my parents, "What is it?" They said that it's like Knowledge Day. That's the place where you can learn new things. And I said, "Sign me up." I went like to school by myself. First couple of weeks, I was going with like plastic bag because I had this how to say, the hunger and the gluttony even for knowledge. So that's really the moment that I say that could say that defined me. It's the moment when I learned how to read and went to school. And if not for that, I don't know what I would become. I basically learned so many things from books. I kind of envy people who read more than me nowadays because I don't have that much time, and because there's a lot of things that I need and I want to do. But if I have free time, I just read the books. I even have my first books that my parents bought for me in my house, and I brought them like I think from Ukraine to Vietnam to back to Ukraine and now to Japan or something like that. And it's fairy tales. It's helped to shape my imagination, helped me to learn so much things. And those books staying with me, and yeah, like learning how to read and getting in that precise moment to school to see, I don't know, like it's just a celebration. It's funny to say because I had this kind of funny stories about flashy things when I went to school. That like first event, it was like so fun, and I learned that there's the place where you learn and the thing. So I went there, and when there was a time for me to pick the university, how I picked my university is kind of funny. I had so many things that I wanted to learn and do from biology, like being a doctor and being a civil engineer, to I don't know, like like I ended up with IT. So the reason why I went to my university, because they had the university uniform, and it was aviation uniform, because I went to the National Aviation University. And when I was a kid, I admired pilots and I wanted to be a pilot. So that was my chance to like get as close as possible to it. And I was like, okay, I will go to this university because they have a uniform. And a funny story.
It's a good story. I like that. I went to study with 5 years old. I went to the kindergarten, and it was interesting because once I moved to the primary school, was not a shock. Was just okay. I already had idea about what was gonna happen or not. The same about my child. She started the school with 2 years old in Singapore, and now she's 7, and she really likes to go to school for many reasons, and one of them is exactly because it's where she can find other children. We don't have that many anymore.
Mm. Yeah. And like in my school, when I was start studying, there was only 8 people, and it was like a really small school. And funny thing is, was I was getting into a fight with my classmates because they tried to cheat off me. Like in the first grade, people because I already knew how to read and how to count to like 100 or so. And I didn't go to kindergarten. It was like my first experience socializing. So the thing, how I was getting into the fight, because my desk mate, he was like looking for answers. And after the class, we were like fighting, and I was like, "You have your own brains, use them." So like, it's the thing that haven't changed since then. You always have your brains, use them. So like, to the thing with the AI and so on, like you need to use your own head. You need to learn this. You need to do it in like all the time.
But I think we passed through another transition before, and still, our parents, most of them, they was working into the industry, and they need strong bodies because you pretty much have to do everything the whole day. Was not as easy as today, where you actually no need to do much with your body. And the next generation, they are already, power up by the AIs and stuff that we have today that, do not require you to actually study deeply things. It's important for you to check. It's important for you to see the source. However, most of the work you don't have to do. So maybe we're going to have this second jump. The first jump was that we don't use that much our bodies. This is our generation. And the next generation is exactly the generation that not only the critical thinking, but the part of use the brains is not in there because it may be required when things are offline. But when they are offline, they can just call us and ask.
Yeah, that's kind of dangerous. But the thing is, like, what's kind of also dangerous is I think there was some article that 60% of the information on the internet is gone since it was like on the internet before or after 2013. So you often cannot find a lot of information that has already like got erased. You have nothing. And if you stop putting this information out there, then the pool of the information will be limited. And when you said about these two jumps, it reminds me about the thing like in 18th century, people were imagining that like we will be living on the moon, we will be in a flying cars in 19th century. There was like all this reimagining of the humanity. And I think in the beginning of 2000, there was like some studies that was some thoughts that the Homo sapiens, the humans of the future, they were looking like short limbs and a big head because they will be thinking a lot. But will it actually happen with the AI? Will our brain evolve even more, or will it just regress? Because currently nobody knows how to start something, like how to build it from the scratch. Like a lot of people just lost the skill of making something new, like even rebuilding something new, building something. I bet there's not many people who can design the, I don't know, the processor, like not even processor, but the plate where the like electronics go in, and how to make it. So 20 years ago there was like a lot of people was doing it, but now not many people know how to do it. It's the same like with the cars. 30 years ago people were fixing their own cars in like some instances, but now some people don't know even how to change the oil, or like where the oil going, or like they sometimes just mess in the car just by trying to do something in it.
That's a very good analogy because we came from cars and house owners to cars and house users.
Yes.
And more, as we talked before, the cars are coming with embedded technology, that is the subscription. So if you touch your car, if you dare to do that, you're gonna lose the warranty.
Yeah, that's right. Kind of
And
dangerous.
more, forward into how the generations change, which is really good.
Yes, like in Japan, there's a huge problem with it that people are not interacting anymore with each other, and a lot of people just see no point in it because, like, I don't know, there are a lot of reasons for it. But young people have this problem, this struggle to communicate, and all the technology they're just making the problem even bigger. So yeah, kind of worrying about the future, but we shouldn't worry. We should just live in the moment. There's like, you always can think that the past was better and the thing that in the future will be worse. But there is no guarantee. And if you will be worrying, you will not enjoy even living right now. So better not to worry.
You're right. Moving forward, what is the one mistake you find yourself repeating at work?
The problem like that I encounter in most of the companies in my career is not really a problem. That what the trend that I'm stepping over and over is not finding the good mentor that would help me to get used to the company fast, and like that I can get more knowledge from, because I'm a person who likes to learn by themselves. So sometimes I can spend more time just learning the things. It has own benefits, as it gives you more understanding of the product of the company and so on. So in the long run, is better. But it's invaluable to have a mentor who can help you not only with the company things, but also might give you some new ideas, might lead you to learning new things. And it's also important to have people who you can mentor as well, even if you're new to the company. You, when you're mentoring somebody, you're learning. So like there's kind of funny opinions about it. If you don't know how to do the things you start teaching, it's kind of like a really funny way of saying that, like people who don't know how the world is working, they just like trying to teach and preach, like without preaching what they actually are doing. But from my perspective, if you're teaching somebody, you are learning. You're learning even like not only from your experience and like preparing for this, that's knowledge transfer, but also from people who you're mentoring. So several times in my career, I was leading the courses for people to learn about automation, for example. And in those times, it made me realize that I had some gaps in my knowledge. It made me realize that I didn't know something. And when people questioning you as well, it helps you to enrich your knowledge. It helps you to think by yourself as well. So when you're teaching, you're getting back the same amount of the knowledge, if not more, than when you're learning from somebody. So if you have something to share, if you know something, if you're a specialist in something, and somebody who do not mind sharing this knowledge, you will benefit a lot from just sharing this knowledge. With teaching, it will give you personal growth. It will help you to realize not about your lack of knowledge, but also about what you know, help you to value yourself more because you have some experience already. It's really a great experience and it's rewarding. But yeah, I wish I did it more in my career in different companies.
What do you believe is the key to having a successful career?
I think that the key to a successful career depends on a person and depends on a goal. But as you can say from our conversation, I believe in learning, so that's the key to success. To like not stay in the comfort zone, learn new things, and move like enjoy what you're doing in your everyday life. That's thing that I consider a success. And if you're not doing some of them, maybe for you it can work out. You can be still successful. Uh, it's just my personal opinion. I believe that those things are crucial, and as many people we have, and there might be as many opinions about it. And the thing is that for everyone's the success in career is different. For somebody, it can be just retire as a middle management. For somebody, it can be like become a CEO of big company. For somebody, it can be establish your own company, your own startup, and be the driving force behind it, and that's your career. For somebody in a teaching, for example, it can be like pass your knowledge and grow new generation. And yeah, that's really important for me. So there's also another saying that you cannot become a leader if you didn't grow another leader. So in order for you to truly call yourself a leader, you need to grow another leader. So for me personally, I will consider my career successful if I would reach to that point when my knowledge is valued, and when I was able to grow the team, grow the people that they proud of themselves and I'm proud of them, and they're becoming really good leaders. So yeah, there might be different opinions about it.
Okay, Russ, thank you for what you had said about successful. Some people which we talked in here, they have very good and interesting definitions of success, same as you. And it's somehow they converge in the direction where, you know, as long as you're doing something that you like, that you are dedicating yourself, you are successful. And it's not about what they sell out there. So thank you for that. And do you have final thoughts?
In general, I think that people we have a lot of issues in our social and in our lives, but we just have to live in the moment. There's not supposed to be any struggles with it, and yeah, we have a lot of problems now with like job markets. There's really hard heating period right now, and in general there is a lot of issue with finding a job and doing other things. I actually work on interesting project right now. It was part of my MBA curriculum, kind of, as like part of the venture lab. And with my partner, we are trying to work on the way how to redefine the job searching experience and hiring experience for the Japanese market. And we are trying to build a product that would help to job seekers to find a job without a lot of pain points that right now are across the market. And we also want to help companies to find right people, to help them to hire good leaders, good employees, and make it like as painless as possible. When I was looking for a job in the past, it's kind of draining for you to have like all those interviews and all the rejection that you have, and then the things that's like you feel like you're probably not in the right time, not in the right place. So I really want to help people to work out through this issue. I want to help them to find good jobs. I want to help to match the companies with the people with the values, and I hope that companies can grow through it, and in general we can go to in a better direction in our society. It's, as we were speaking about the productivity and wages, I wish that they will be increasing with the same pace. That's when I'm thinking about creating the company, I'm thinking about not doing it purely for the money. And for me, there's like better values. I want to give back to the society, and I want to like create the way how people can do what they like, what they want, and get the better from their life. I think that's the problem that's worth like tackling. So I really trying to work on this project with my partner. So we will be trying to make huge progress in the next year. And the project is called Talent2, TALENTOO.jp for now, but I want to scale it also for other countries. And I want to make something when you're not just a product, that you're getting something in return. So I see the problems with the LinkedIn when it's just like trying to, instead of just keep you connected to the people, it's trying to be a usual social network when it's trying to fight for your attention and feed into you endless doom scrolling. And I want to make some professional platform where people are actually being connected, and it can be leveraged, and searching for a job is not as big pain as it is right now. So yeah, in Japan there is currently a lot of things changing, because in the past, historically, Japanese society, they had this notion of like going out of university to the company and working in the same company until the retirement. I don't know if it's necessarily a bad thing. I think at some point job security is important, and that's what you need. And the company has to take care of their employees, and they're not just a byproduct. They're kind of your not family, but like a lot of companies calling them family, but I think it's kind of like a organization, like a living organism. They're like the cell of the company, and the people are the cell of the company. So I like Japanese mindset in this case, but it brings in also kind of like complacency, and people start reaching for the new things. So in current age, they're more like job hopping and short-term jobs in Japan right now. So I think it's going to change even more in the future, especially because more and more people are leaving the job market because of the aging population in Japan. So it doomed to change, And I want to be there. I want to help people to navigate through it with our project. And yeah, like being happy with your job is one. Like you have to be happy with your job because it's 1/3 of your day, and technically it's like half of your life. You know, do something that you like, and I hope that companies can help us to navigate through it as well. That I hope that our society will change from just pursuing the monetary values to like working on society as well. There's an interesting book for about the organization evolution. I can't recall the name right now, but it's saying about like how there's evolution of the organization, like colors from red to teal, and basically red is rigid companies that's just hierarchical, and teal is something like living organism, and everybody's assuming new role when you're wearing different hats. When you're good at something, you're doing it. It's not about just being like a salesperson. It's if you know how to improve the product, you can like, oh, I want to take this project and I want to work on it. And if you're an engineer, you can do like more than just engineering. You can say, oh, I know how our product works and I want to try to sell it. And it's not like just you staying within the same frame. It's my approach in life and to working professionally is to be a generalist. I think many people might find it wrong. It's better to be specialist at one thing rather than generalist, but for me, being generalist is more important right now. So I want to see the future when companies will be like living organisms, when everybody can enjoy their work, and I want to help people to find that place where they can stay and work. So yeah, and my MBA helped me really a lot with understanding of these values and the problems that I want to tackle.